Dear brothers and sisters, I pray that you are all in good health under the mercy of Allah. It is well known that Allah, the Lord of all worlds, has manifested miraculous events in the lives of every prophet. Through these divine signs, Allah established the authenticity of His messengers and called humanity toward faith. In today's significant video, we will explore a chapter from the extraordinary life of a renowned prophet. This is none other than Prophet Yunus, alayhi salam, a beloved servant of Allah and a distinguished messenger. His life is marked by strange and miraculous occurrences that continue to astonish us, rekindling faith in our hearts and prompting deep reflection on Allah's power. Please stay with us until the end of this video, as we will uncover facts you may not have encountered before. Prophet Yunus AS is mentioned 18 times in the Holy Quran across 6 different surahs. These chapters are Surah Yunus, Surah As-Safat, Surah Al-Anbiya, Surah Al-Qalam, and Surah An-Nisa. The first 4 provide his name along with specific details of his story. In Surah Al-Qalam and Surah As-Safat, he is referred to by titles such as Dhul-Nun, the companion of the fish, and Sahib al-Hut, the man of the whale. In Surah An-Nisa and Surah Al-An'am, his name is listed without further elaboration. From these verses, we gain insight into extraordinary aspects of his life. These are not merely stories of belief, but profound lessons in patience, repentance, and absolute reliance on Allah. The mission to the city of Nineveh. Prophet Yunus, was a prominent prophet sent to the children of Israel. His mission was to a community deeply immersed in idol worship, and he labored tirelessly to convey Allah's message to them. However, what led Prophet Yunus to abandon his people in a state of anger? How did he find himself imprisoned within the belly of a massive whale? And in what manner did Allah rescue him from the profound darkness of the ocean depths? Let us delve into the main narrative. Prophet Yunus was born approximately 800 years prior to Prophet Isa, Jesus. Historical accounts indicate his father was named Matta, and Yunus himself was a deeply pious and righteous individual. Due to his virtue, Allah was pleased with him and selected him for prophethood. Allah instructed him to guide the inhabitants of Nineveh back to the righteous path. Nineveh was a distinguished city in Mesopotamia, situated in what is now modern-day Iraq. As the capital of the Assyrian Empire, it was among the wealthiest and most famous cities of its era. It was a sophisticated urban center featuring tall structures of white stone, broad avenues, and scenic gardens lining the streets. Travelers flocked to Nineveh for trade and tourism, keeping its streets bustling and loud. Despite their advancement in culture and arts, the people of Nineveh had strayed far from Allah's path. They were devoted to idols, self-absorbed, and indifferent to the needs of others. The city was submerged in sin. In this context, Allah dispatched Prophet Yunus as a messenger. Narrations suggest he was just 28 years old when bestowed with prophethood. He commenced his noble duty to restore the people of Nineveh to Allah. He clearly perceived that these people had never truly discovered the correct path. He realized that altering their deeply ingrained sinful behaviors would be a formidable challenge, the struggle and the departure. The young prophet Yunus was filled with vigor and optimism, resolute in fulfilling Allah's command. The kingdom was governed by a king named Darakan. Yunus entered King Darakan's court. With a voice that was both respectful and commanding, he addressed the king, stating he brought the truth, that there is no deity worthy of worship but Allah. He urged them to forsake idol worship to achieve peace in this life and the next. Although some harbored a slight doubt, abandoning the religion of their ancestors seemed too arduous. Prophet Yunus persisted with all his might to guide them. The affluent citizens of Nineveh were frequently engaged in conflicts and plotting against one another. Yunus counseled them to cease their infighting, to practice forgiveness, and to reject false deities in favor of the Creator of the heavens and earth. He preached the oneness of Allah for 40 years. Yet similar to many prophets before him, he encountered immense resistance from these stubborn people. They dismissed him with disdain, but he remained undeterred. It was difficult for him to comprehend their blindness to Allah's greatness. He recognized that the people of Nineveh were exceedingly arrogant and devoid of understanding. After bearing insults and ridicule for 40 long years without seeing anyone embrace full faith, his patience ran out. In a fit of intense anger, he proclaimed, "If you do not believe within 40 days, a scorching wind and divine punishment will descend upon you." The Quranic narrative further clarifies the events on the ship. When lots were cast, Yunus's name appeared 3 times. Allah described his departure as running away like a slave. He was cast into the sea and swallowed while being blameworthy for leaving his divine mission. Within the darkness of the ocean, the whale, and the night, he cried out to his Lord. Allah relates these stories to strengthen the heart of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, warning him not to be impatient like the companion of the fish. Without Allah's mercy, Yunus would have been cast onto a barren shore in disgrace. Instead, Allah chose him and restored him to righteousness. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, declared that the Dua of Yunus is a potent supplication. If a distressed Muslim recites it, Allah will answer. He also cautioned against declaring any prophet superior to others, specifically mentioning Yunus bin Matta. Return and reunion. After regaining his health by eating from the gourd tree, Yaqtin, Yunus was ordered to return to Nineveh. It is said the population exceeded 100,000. Because they believed, Allah granted them prosperity. As Yunus traveled back, he passed the site where he had lost his family and was overcome with grief. Suddenly, he heard a familiar voice. He saw his wife and sons approaching. Overjoyed, he praised Allah. It was a miracle. He learned that villagers had chased the tiger away, saving his elder son, while others had rescued his wife and younger son from the river. Reunited, they entered Nineveh. He expected the people to be destroyed, but found them eagerly awaiting him. They sought his forgiveness for their past disrespect. Yunus embraced them, realizing Allah's infinite mercy had guided them. He felt deep regret for abandoning his duty and vowed never to be hasty again. The message of Allah spread widely in Nineveh, and the people lived righteous, happy lives. Reflections and conclusion. This story offers many lessons. A reformer should not abandon his people in frustration. We must maintain faith that Allah is in control during hardships. Sincere repentance can avert divine punishment. Allah can protect a believer in any situation, utilizing animals and plants to serve them. What appears negative, like the lottery, can be part of Allah's perfect plan. Success belongs to those who remain obedient and patient. We have shared the miraculous life of Prophet Yunus, AS, recounting how he survived the whale, was healed by the plant, and returned to his mission. We hope you enjoyed this video. May Allah protect and bless you all. Please share your thoughts in the comments. Take care. He then departed the city without waiting for a specific command from Allah. True to his warning, hot winds began to blow and dark clouds gathered. Witnessing these omens, the people were terrified and realized Yunus had spoken the truth. They sought him out but failed to find him. Consequently, they smashed their idols, assembled together, and fell in prostration, weeping for mercy and forgiveness. It is said that on the 40th day, the day of Ashura, 10th of Muharram, Allah accepted their repentance. As mentioned in the Quran, once they believed, Allah lifted the torment of disgrace from them. Family tragedy and flight. Subsequently, Prophet Yunus was overcome with fear and shame. He understood that the people had been spared due to their repentance, and that leaving them in anger was a mistake. He had acted hastily without Allah's permission. In his frustration, he had neglected his prophetic responsibility. While the people were saved by mercy, Yunus worried they would consider him a liar. In that era, those deemed liars faced harsh penalties, including execution. Fearing for his safety, he resolved to flee to a faraway land with his wife and 2 sons. During their journey, they arrived at a river. Although the water level was low, the current was perilously strong, and no boat was available. Seeing no alternative, he left his elder son on the bank, carried his younger son on his shoulder, and held his wife's hand to cross. Midway through, a powerful current suddenly swept them away. He slipped, his wife lost her hold, and the child on his shoulder fell into the water. In an instant, both were carried away by the stream and vanished. Yunus stood paralyzed in shock, only to be snapped back to reality by his elder son's scream. A cruel turn of events unfolded. He saw a tiger dragging his beloved elder son into the jungle. He ran helplessly back and forth between the river and the forest. Realizing he could save none of them, he decided to save himself. The voyage and the storm. He walked briskly toward a seaport and boarded a ship filled with passengers. The ship set sail under a warm sun, But soon dark clouds obscured the light. The wind howled and the sea grew turbulent. Massive waves tossed the ship about like a toy. Terrified passengers questioned why a storm would strike such a calm sea. One passenger exclaimed that if a slave runs away from his master and boards a ship, a storm is sure to destroy it. Although Yunus did not subscribe to superstitions, these words resonated with him. He reflected, "I am indeed a servant of Allah fleeing from my Lord." He was consumed with regret for abandoning his mission. The passengers deduced that someone on board must have angered Allah, causing the storm. They decided to cast lots to identify the guilty party, believing their removal would calm the sea. Yunus agreed to participate, and his name was drawn. He recognized this as a sign from Allah holding him accountable. It was determined he must leave the vessel. Invoking Allah's name, he jumped into the raging sea. The wail and the supplication. Instantly, a gigantic fish swallowed him whole, yet he was not digested. This was a unique confinement for reflection, not punishment, much like a father disciplining a child. Allah refers to this, stating he favored the man of the fish. Yunus cried out in the darkness, admitting his fault, and Allah answered, saving him from distress. Inside the whale, Yunus remained unharmed. He stayed in profound darkness for 3 days and nights. He felt deep remorse for his decision to leave his people, realizing he should have remained patient. He blamed himself repeatedly. There are differing opinions on the duration of his stay. Some say an hour, others 3, 7, 20, or 40 days. However, these details often stem from Jewish traditions, and the truth is known only to Allah. While confined, he ceaselessly recited the prayer. "There is no deity except you. You are free from imperfection. Truly, I was among the wrongdoers." He could hear the tasbih, praises of the sea creatures, and everything in the heavens and earth. His voice ascended to the angels. The angels inquired of Allah about the familiar voice coming from a strange place. Allah replied it was his servant Yunus. The angels interceded for him, and Allah accepted their plea, commanding the fish to release him. Had he not sincerely remembered Allah, he would have remained there until the day of judgment. Recovery and divine lessons. The fish deposited him onto a sandy shore. Yunus was extremely weak and ill, lying unconscious under the sun. By his mercy, Allah caused a plant with large leaves to grow over him, providing shade. This was another miracle. The tree was created specifically for him. It grew rapidly, astonished him upon waking, and offered fresh fruit. Yunus prayed 4 rak'ahs of gratitude, which some scholars associate with the Ashura prayer.